Alright, just when you think I'll finally get a day off, Valve finally remembers where the update button is and decided to hit us with some brand new Counter-Strike content. So today we're going to take a look at everything, including the brand new freshening up changes for Inferno and Train, as well as the skin cells getting fed for another few months. We'll go over everything you need to know about today's update, so if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure you guys take a second, leave a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as it helps out immensely the YouTube algorithm, as well as with helping my goal of reaching 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Thank you guys so much for doing it, and before we get started, I would like to thank today's sponsor. That's right, this video is sponsored by Skin Club. They are one of the most popular case opening sites in the scene with over 100 custom cases backed by their provably fair system. You can open cases individually or wager your winnings against other users in case battles, either with players around the world or privately with bots if you want to avoid being smurfed outside of Premiere as well. But wait, there's more. Skin Club runs monthly events with free rewards to earn, free daily cases, and if you don't like what you earned, you can always go for a cheeky little upgrade to get something you do. If you want to play on Skin Club, you can do so at the top link in the description down below and get a 7% deposit bonus when you top off your account with credit card, crypto, or the 5,000 Peach 50 sand dunes in your inventory. Please gamble responsibly and only do so if you are over 18 and live in a country or jurisdiction that doesn't restrict gambling. Gambling can be an addiction, and you should never gamble for the purposes of making profit, only wager what you are comfortable losing. If you or a loved one are suffering from gambling addiction in the US or Canada, you can reach out to 1-800-GAMBLER toll-free to get help. I want you to be safe and healthy always, so seek help if you need it. And thank you to Skin Club for sponsoring this video. Alright, getting straight into the patch notes here, there were finally some adjustments to your weekly drop pool. Those are the 2 free rewards you get every week. It resets on Tuesday. 3 brand new collections called the Ascent Collection, Boreal Collection, and Radiant Collection were added in, and 4 legacy collections, Bank, Italy, Lake, and the original Train, have been retired. These new collections, on the face of it, I think they look pretty cool. They're not the most insane skins in the world because they are meant to be drop skins that are going to be, by default, more accessible than paying for skins. I do think Valve actually cooked with a few of these, though. Some of the skins in the Radiant collection I think look sick. I love that the entire collection has been dedicated to camo-style skins in the Boreal because I like that aesthetic. All in all, just getting a refresh to world drop skins is always cool because they're passive things. You're just going to get them randomly throughout your time playing and gives you incentive to log in and play every week or set up massive Russian butt farms if that's what you're into. On top of that, we had our first armory refresh. After the heat-treated Deagle cycled out as the limited edition item, we're finally getting our second limited edition item added in, and that's the brand new XM1014 Solitude, which is this really cool like painted aesthetic XM with different scenery backgrounds and patterns, so there'll be a new like rare chase item for all of you skin collectors out there. On top of that, the new Train 2025 collection was added alongside a new case, which on top of some cool new finishes in its own right features the shattered web knives in the chroma finishes. So if you Sapphire Ruby enjoyers, you can now get those on stuff like the skeleton knife, the nomad, the survival, things of that nature. But I am many things, on a pixel I am not, so let's focus on the gameplay side. Alongside this update, the spring clean aspect, were some nice reworks to Train and Inferno, which are certainly 2 maps within the pool that I think most people have the most to complain about. So starting off with Inferno, the biggest thing to focus on in this update is Valve finally listened. If you're a longtime viewer of me, you might know that around a year and some change ago, I made a video talking about all of the problems with this CS2 version of Inferno, the biggest one being that the map was significantly smaller and more narrow than its CSGO counterpart. This was felt no worse than in Banana, where at the T entrance just in front of the ramp, you could not stand 2 players shoulder to shoulder without getting cratered by 5,000 grenades. So Valve have finally caved in, and they have widened Banana back to the CSGO version. This is a drastic change for the entire map. Banana will not be anywhere near as claustrophobic as it was previously, there will be more room to dodge grenades, and it makes that area of the map less of a clusterfuck, though obviously it doesn't change it entirely. It's still Banana, it still nades out the ass, but thank God it is not the tuna can that it used to be. But wait, there's more! There's a bunch of other small changes to the map that I'm overall pretty positive about. A bunch of stuff about just making backgrounds less visually cluttered and more high contrast. So like the background behind T-Ramp is now a brighter, more vibrant orange. It makes the T model stand out more. They simplified the view into Pit, so the back wall of Pit is more of a just uniform flat texture and not so much kind of craggly and more often to like obscure player models. They simplified the background of Bombsite B in the same way. It's just all harsher, flatter colors that more contrast the player model. Now, there were some updates that I was just kind of less clear on because I didn't really know what they were talking about, like removing the steps on the sides of the Arch hallway. I didn't really know there were steps in Arch, but I guess I'm glad they're gone. There was a pixel peak at Coffin on B site that I just did not know about, but good thing it's gone. And this was the one that was the weirdest to kind of figure out. They adjusted the crates on the step up to balcony so players could, quote, step up more reliably. When I went to test this in game, I thought that was going to be you could just like walk up from the barrels without having to jump again, but no, you still have to jump to get up. And I believe what was changed is that you can no longer silent drop from the balcony onto the truck. I believe. There's gonna have to be more testing done on that. I just don't have the answer right now, but something changed there that I can't figure out. On top of that, player and grenade collision was changed a lot. And this doesn't come with its own classic set of Valve bugs. I would do a disservice for you if I did not point you over to Twitter, where someone already found a pixel boost on Banana that you guys should be aware about. I'm gonna put them on screen now. Thank you to Why Not on Twitter for finding this. This will get fixed like in a couple days, but you should know about it in the meantime. There could be people on top of the doorway in tree in Banana. Be aware. So overall, very W changes for Inferno. I'm excited to get out there and play some tonight or tomorrow. Moving over to Train, I am really happy with these Train updates. They are a positive step in the right direction for what I can tell. So get into it, we just had some bug fixes, some holes in the world, seeing shadows through walls, all that stuff, good job. There were some changes towards the back wall by door in Z. I couldn't really tell what changed here, maybe someone who's more familiar could let me know in the comments. They also simplified the background by upper B entrance, which once again, my read on both of these is just making player contrast easier to see, so good changes. The biggest thing they did is they got rid of the stupid fucking rail above the wall where T's throw all of their nades into A site. This rail on screen is finally fucking gone, thank God. Because finding nades on Train just got 10,000 times easier, because I swear every lineup I tried to cook up hit this fucking rail. And now, throwing flashbangs into A on your eco rushes just got so much easier. This is the best change Valve could have made to the entire goddamn map, short of getting rid of the damn roof in A site. Speaking of that roof, it does appear it also was shortened to make throwing nades even easier, and hopefully this just leads to an environment where throwing nades on the T side and CT side for A site gets way more developed, way more intricate, and allows for some strategic depth. Train, traditionally, was one of the most strat-heavy, smoke-heavy maps in the entire game, and right now it's kind of a puggy, rushy map, which just doesn't feel anywhere near the spirit of what the map used to be. And then the final few changes, there were some adjustments to like the fences outside of Ivy. They simplified the brick wall in the back of Ivy as well. They put up this like plywood on the fence outside of Ivy just so that if you're a T and a CT pushes through Ivy to push T spawn, they now don't just blend into the miasma in the background. Again, making characters stand out more is always the best change. Fuck aesthetics, you should be able to see characters wherever they are, no hiding in the shadows, always. So those are all good updates. And finally, grenade collision and upper B. The archway no longer sends grenades at weird angles. Great update once again. It makes throwing flashes out of upper B or Molotovs way more approachable. So all in all, this is a solid set of changes. Now, Train still has other issues, maybe worth its own video in the future on. But in terms of just like a spot fix, this was as good as you could expect from a smaller update, in my opinion. Alright, that's about it in terms of like structural stuff from the update. I was gonna just sit here at the end and react to the skins, but if you go to the news article on the website, there's not like those little preview slideshows for the 3 collections yet. So those were the skins I was really interested in. Looking forward at the Fever case, I think a lot of the skins here look pretty cool. I'm not on a pixel, I'm not like a big skins dealer. I just, you know, like to buy things for myself. And looking through the cases, there's definitely some cool stuff here. If you're really into skin collecting, I'm sure this update is like, you know, your birthday and also the greatest day of your life all wrapped in one. But, you know, I like playing the game, and there was good game updates on top of it, and that's what we need. We don't need to just cater to the skin sales, we can also cater to the people playing the game occasionally, maybe, please. We're not just here to make money, Valve, we do like playing the game, and I think the Inferno and Train changes should go over really well. which means there's nothing left for me to do than wrap up this video so I can get ready to stream tonight and play the matches live over on my Twitch channel. So you can follow me over there, twitch.tv/LionHeartZ2, where you'll see me inevitably die and blame the new changes as the reason why I'm dying and not the fact that I'm actually just bad at the game, because that's how you play Counter-Strike. Make sure you guys take a second, leave a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because it helps out immensely in the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to Skin Club for sponsoring this video. You get a 7% deposit bonus the next time you fill up on the website. Please gamble safely and responsibly. Shout out to my channel members, Justin, Jesse, Furley, Milan Berta, Bubblesj, Dr. Cocktor, Patatas Kaftesi, PTR, B1 Games, Cody Foxworthy, Justin Vander Vegt, I'm Flashbang, Snow Me White, Rowdy, and our newest channel member, Vergil'sPlasticChair. If you guys want to become a channel member, you can do so with the link in the description down below. For $5 a month, you can support me directly, as well as get your name at the end of videos just like this and a custom role in our community Discord. Thank you to our channel members, and I'll see you guys soon with another video. Peace.